Hello everyone, welcome to our next part of our tutorial. Sorry, it's been a little bit for those of you who were watching beforehand. Now, there are a couple programs that you do need before you continue, and I will put the links in the description, um, or that or you can kind of Google along with me, but I'm pretty sure you'll be like, Shh, not doing that. Okay, so the first thing that you need is Sculptries, and it is free uh, pixellogic.com/sculptures. Go ahead and download it. You'll need this. You will also need a texture studio from Opensim Creations, which I have posted. Provided this comes up. Just for tapping along texture studio. And again, I'll provide the link so you won't have to. But I'm just kind of showing you, I guess, for some reason, unbeknownst to me. Um, so just click on this link, and you'll need this too. All right. So now that you've downloaded that, I'm gonna assume that that's what you're doing now. Before I export anything into Sculptries or make textures, I need to check my model and make sure that it's okay. Now, before I actually, um, here's a couple things. When you export and you go into Sculptries, you have to make sure that your topology was good, which is why I had gone into great detail about making this all, look nice. Um, However, uh, I actually made some errors apparently, which I will explain here. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Sculptures here, and there's a couple different errors, like I said, that can happen, which is there's too many faces, you've got too many vertices, you cannot do more than four-sided, uh, you know, quad. It will not accept if you do say a cylinder and it's got a bazillion things in the center. It won't accept that. Um, it's a free program, so you kind of have to deal with it. Anyway, so I had done this new scene. It said can't pour faces with more than four corners, and I thought, what's going on here? So what you want to do is you want to go to select, and I'm actually in edge selection mode. So select here and select non-manifold. And as you can see here, it's a non-manifold. Okay. So I have to delete these, but then I also need to delete this right here, this face, and this face over here. I need to go ahead and make these actual faces. And now I'm actually going to have to do the UV mapping over here real quick, because of that. So, just checking here. How about we stop doing that? Okay, so removing doubles, I actually had 94 doubles somehow. I don't even know. But I'm unwrapping it again. And for some reason, this, I don't know what happened. I don't know. It deleted stuff. Weird, it didn't do that before. What's going on? Confused. So confused. What is going on? Like, literally, what's going on? I like how these magically appeared. I don't even know. You know what? Whatever. on here. Alright, so after a while, I actually I'd looked at this, and I think Blender is messing up somehow. Other than that one, there aren't any configurations. I went through and I mapped it again, applied my mirror now. So we're gonna go ahead and again we're gonna go ahead and export this now. When we do this, we go to export. We want to make sure that it's in selection only. Go to desktop, export. We're gonna make sure that we can export it. Because otherwise the next part with the textures is kind of just pointless basically. So we've got this. We press new scene. Object has data. We're gonna use. Actually, I wanted to use 512. Um, I have this on a shiny material. Sorry, default material will look like this, and we will have half a shoe. And the reason for this being, well, it's mirrored. It's a mirrored texture, so there's kind of no point. So that said, now what we need to do is we need to actually find our texture. So I actually gave this file to a friend, and he gave it in Blender. And when he went to remove doubles, it didn't remove anything. So I I don't even know. I don't know what to say, folks. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to morguefile.com. It's MORGUEFILE. It is for stock photos with no attribution required. So I'm going to search in the word leather. I'm gonna go in here kind of till I find something that I can use for a nice leather texture. That's not too bad. Now in the case with this, it's a car paint texture. I think it wouldn't work. Kind of like that. It's quite nice. Of course, I have my own leather textures that I've made, but for the purpose of this tutorial, hey, we're making them. So here's actually white leather, which is actually what we're going to be going for, unless you want to make multicolored skates. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use that texture. Now I'm going to go over here to Texture Studio. And hold on just a moment here while I get that texture that I just downloaded. Which I thought I downloaded to desktop, which I did not, apparently. All this thing Sunny downloads. Sunny downloads way too many things. Especially repeated things. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to drag this over here. And I'm going into Texture Studio, and I want 512 by 512. Okay, let's see, file 00039. So I'm having like a moment. I was thinking. Sorry. Alright, so I'm gonna go over here because right over here kind of is the better, I guess, part of the texture, if you will. Now, you can actually change these correction levels and everything like that. And for this particular tutorial, I don't even care. And I know this isn't perfect right here. Again, um, you could go into programs, like GIMP or whatever, and kind of get rid of this kind of spotty area. But for the purpose of the tutorial, it works fine. So I'm gonna save it as sunny green leather. Alright. So now we gotta open our creative program, whether that is GIMP, whether that is Open Canvas, or that is whatever it is that you happen to use. For this particular, for me, I'm gonna be using Photoshop CC. Oh joy, my most favorite program in the universe. Alison, no, I do not like Creative Cloud. So, you have to wait here a moment here while it explodes. In the meantime, in case you're gonna be exporting this anyway, so click on this and you can see, our UV maps here. We want to go to UV and we want to press export UV layout. Um, and then I'm gonna put that here, but because I'm awesome, because I'm full of pie, um, I that is to say me. Since I have Photoshop, I can actually um, see the model real time. So I'm actually going to be doing that, even though you don't, again, need to do that. You can see your model real time by putting in the texture right here. So I'm going to sit here while it freezes and, do a dance, a panda dance. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open up this file. And I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to change it to black and white. And again, you can do this with any, a lot of free programs, so there's no real need to bother with that kind of stuff. So, got this. Ooh, delicious. So we've got this nice white leather texture. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a 512 by 512 document. And I'm going to make a new layer. A transparent layer. A layer. I'm going to fill it with pink. Okay. Alright, so now I've got this fabulous circle, because what we're doing is we're making a brush. A brush. Which will become apparent as to why I'm even doing this in momentarily. Okay, so, putting a clipping mask here, and I have this transparent PNG brush thing, and we're gonna call it, it has to be a PNG. Has to be a PNG. Uh, white leather brush. Now, I'm going back here, and I'm going over here now, as we already explained. It's 1024, even though I really wanted a 512, I can just change it. So, I'm going over here, and I'm making it a white texture. I'm pressing this F, or I'm going to, disable those, and then press F. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm not doing anything with my life. Okay, I'm sorry. I realized I was on the flatten bump there. Okay, paint color, and then fill. We're going over here to texture, click new. Navigate through my desktop, which is kind of scary. Alright, so now I've got this, and I can paint this. Now I'm just going to fill this for the purpose of this. I'm just going to fill it. And you're like, no, I'm not gonna worry about the bottom because who cares about the bottom. Alright, so now that I got this, I'm going to go to directional. I'm gonna set this down, hardness. Now, of course, if you have a, tablet PC or something, you can do this, make this nice, looking texture here. As you can see, I'm just going along now that I've got this, kind of a, brush here that's smoother, it's softer. And I'm just going through and just making this look nice, because you want your skates to look nice, even, or your shoes, or whatever it is you're making. I don't even know. Maybe you're doing the caramba. Hi, caramba, or something, or whatever it's called. Alright, so now I've got this texture here. It's nice, nice, nice. So I'm going to show advance, and I'm going to save the texture map, and I'm going to call this the leather part of my texture. Alright. Now, I'm going to open this, actually, just to kind of show you what's gonna... But basically what you're doing real time, although you don't need this. Again, you don't need this. It's just a feature. Just a feature. Alright. Alright. So, alright. Now, going to this here, I'm going to go ahead and open my leather texture, which we can see right here. This is going to be 1024, so it's probably going to be like... Oh, okay. So I'm going to change this 1 to 0. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'll change it to 1 to 024. Alright. So now... Alright, so you can see here... Alright. Well, we've got our skate thing. Now, the reason why I had you bring up this UV map is something that you need. Because Photoshop CC, it automatically puts the UV map. But you can see here, okay, well, these parts are going to be brown. Huh. Look what I did with the UV map. Isn't that smart? Okay. I recommend not doing that. It's just one of those days. Just one of those days. Alright. Now that I shot myself in the face with a BB gun. When we do this, I'm so sorry. I don't even know. Okay, so I know that these at least are part of the group. So now we've got, see, we've got. Oh no, no. Wait. Oh, it's this one. It's totally this one. It's totally this. And place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Oh, you know, I bet you it's this one. Ha! Okay. So now I have this part selected that I want to. Now, for you, ladies and gentlemen, who might be wondering, you can make your own normal maps, which I'll explain later on. And you could do that via Skulltrace itself. So if you had that and you enable it, you can make your own normal maps. I have a plugin for Photoshop. I'm not sure if GIMP has it. But you can make your own normal maps, which you're going to use for baking the shadows. Uh, Blender also has its own magical bump thing, so you can use that too, in case you don't want to go through that, or you don't really understand, or whatever the slice. I don't know. Whatever it is you do. Okay. So now we actually want to have a kind of a wood texture, so we're going back here. It's a nice texture. That's a nice texture. Okay. And heck, you know, if you wanted, we wanted to do this the easy way. The easy way. We could take this texture here. If we wanted to, let's say we wanted to make it kind of a leather or smaller, because we can do lots of things. Of course, you probably want to use a wood texture. I guess I'm just kind of doing this for the sake of time because, you know, I've already spent a great deal of time on this, and this. So now I'm going back here and I'm going to making another texture here, brown leather brush. Make sure that's over in pink color. I'm gonna do this real quick here. And of course you could just move along and it will be smooth. Smooth. Smooth, ladies and gentlemen, smooth. Wow. Hey, look at that. Goofy. Gonna have to fix that. Alright, so now that I've got this, I'm gonna save this as leather 2. And I'm going in over here. Again, keep in mind, I'm just trying to to show you how this works. And we're going over here and we're creating a clipping mask. And then we want to maybe, I don't know, maybe use a... Alright, so it works for me. It's out. Outstanding. Outstanding. So now we've got the texture for this boot, and I'm going to go ahead and, this is already saved, but I'm going to press save again. And then I'm going to take this texture and I'm going to save it as Sunny Ice Boot. And we will be doing the making the shadows, of course, naturally speaking, and then further videos here. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for the moment. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go back into Blender. And go over here. Make sure you have the shoe in the same place. Go over here. Go to Open. Go to Desktop. Sunny Ice Boot. And now as you can see, we've got our texture. I still need to fix that little problem there. And I think as I mentioned before, I turned this into trees, which you can do by going, selecting all the mesh faces and then the triangulate faces. So now we have this textured right here, and it looks pretty good. So with that, and thank you very much for watching this section of the tutorial.